Good morning, one and all. This is Bhakti teacher. I welcome to all 6th standard students from Sri Narayana Guru High School. Today we are going to learn lesson number 1 of standard 6, that is natural resources, air, water and land. Observe the diagram carefully. You can see that some things in the picture are in water, some on land and some in the sky, that is in the air. Thus, all the things on the earth are associated with air, water and land. Hence, air, water are called earth atmosphere. Now we'll see spheres of the atmosphere. There are 3 main spheres on the earth. First, atmosphere means air. Second, hydrosphere means water. Third, lithosphere means land. On the earth, there is 71% of water and land is 29%. Let us see what is biosphere. These living things and the parts of the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere which they occupy are together called the biosphere. These spheres have formed on the earth naturally. In short, atmosphere, lithosphere and hydrosphere together called biosphere. Now we'll see what is atmosphere. The atmosphere is the layer of air that surrounds the earth. The surface of the earth comprises water and land, that is the hydrosphere and lithosphere. Now from the diagram we can see that land occupies 29% and water occupies 71%. That means hydrosphere occupies a much larger part than the lithosphere. Now students, we knew that we can get many things from the nature. Nature can fulfill our needs. So let us see definition of natural resources. Air, water and land are the factors important for sustaining the living world on the earth and for fulfilling their basic needs. Hence, they are called natural resources. Students, do you recall what are the 5 layers of atmosphere? Let us revise it. The layers of the atmosphere are named as the troposphere, stratosphere, meosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. We have seen that atmosphere is made up of air, water and land. Now we'll see each element in detail. So let us see the first element, that is air. You can see that The air is a mixture of several gases and is the chief constituent of the Earth's atmosphere. Besides these gases, air also contains water vapor and dust particles. Now you can see along the side of the figure there is a proportion of the various gases in the air. Nitrogen occupies 78% of the earth. Oxygen occupies 21%. Argon occupies 0.9%, whereas other constituents of air occupies 0.07% and carbon dioxide occupies 0.03%. Now we'll see the uses of gases. Just now we have seen there are many gases in the air. Now let us see the uses of gases. First one, nitrogen. It is useful in airtight packaging of foodstuffs. Now students, what is meant by airtight? Now you can see in mall we get many food items in a tight packed bag. That is nothing but airtight packaging. Second gas, oxygen, which is useful for us in respiration and combustion. Third one, carbon dioxide, which uses in photosynthesis in plants as well as a fire extinguisher. Argon. Argon we use in electric bulbs. Next, helium, generating lift in airships. Next, neon. Neon which we use in decorative lights and street lights. Now, you know we have many times used the decorative lights in different functions. In that, we use neon. Next one, krypton. Krypton we use to make fluorescent tubes. And the last one is xenon, which we use for flash photography. Air pollution. When harmful substances produced through the combustion are related into the air, it causes air pollution. Air pollution is caused by vehicles, industries and other sources where there is an incomplete combustion of fuels. There is a layer of ozone, O3 gas, on the lower part of the stratosphere. Ozone gas is not directly useful for the survival of living things. Yet, it's a very important for living things because it protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays coming from sun. The 16th of September is celebrated as Ozone Protection Day. Thank you.